Hey, everybody. I'm so excited. Making this movie was a first for a lot of things. It was a first feature film for all of you. What was one thing you learned from the experience, be it about directing or drag or even just walking in heels?
I learned that I'm brave and I can do it, and I need to stop telling myself that I can't. Because this was huge and this was huge for all of us, and I think we experienced a lot of me personally. I experienced a lot of imposter syndrome through it, but on the other side, 2 years from when we filmed it, it taught me that I can step into feeling, I can step into fear and come out the other side with some really amazing creative work that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think I learned more like in a practical way. I learned so much just from watching like all these fantastic actors on set and how they worked, and then it kind of really changed my perspective of when I was watching films. Then afterwards I was like, God, I wonder how long that scene took to shoot, and I wonder what this was, and I bet that was a body double and all of this.
And this, for me, it is a story about courage. It's about a young man, it's actually a true story, a young man who has the courage to step out and say, this is who I want to be. This is how I want to take my place into the world. And it is a terrifying experience, because for myself as a first-time film director and as first-time actors, you're putting yourself on the line. But I think what we all had as a base is a story we believed in, and a story we really wanted to tell, and a story that we felt was universal, that could touch people, although it was very specific about a young boy from a northern city in Britain. It actually, for us all, hopefully, could speak to anybody across the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, Jonathan, what was the hardest thing about adapting it from stage to film?
It felt like a very natural adaptation to me. It's the set in a city that I was born in and grew up in, and also a community that I knew well and grew up in, and a very working class community projects, as you would call them, council house estate, as I would call it. So it felt a very natural thing to do for me, and because the inspiration of stories sat really deep in me, I just felt I could sit on that story. And we cast such beautiful actors, that I trusted that myself and the team around me and that camera would capture the essence of what this story is.
Yeah, I think it did. And you had the real Jamie, involved a little bit. Max, did you feel any pressure being around the real Jamie?
Did I feel any pressure? I might have done. No, yeah, I totally did. I was up rehearsing in Sheffield for a few weeks just before we started filming, and our producer Mark Herbert was like, Jamie Campbell is in Sheffield today, you're gonna meet him. And I was like, so yeah, it was really, really scary, but to be honest with you, I just wanted to be respectful, and I wanted to get to know him, and I wanted to let him know that I was gonna hopefully hold this story in a way that felt right and just to his essence and his energy. So a lot of my character development for my performance was based off just observing him, because I wanted to carry his energy through my performance. Even though, some specific plot points of Jamie New don't exist within Jamie Campbell's life, for me to respect him, I wanted to do that fully. So I was, obviously the pressure was that I wanted him to like me, and luckily we got on, and he was so generous with his time and spent lots of time on set and was there in some really lovely moments actually during the film.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, Jamie and Pritti are kind of opposites in that Pritti keeps her head down and Jamie is ready to be center of attention. For each of you, are you more of a Jamie or Pritti? Lauren, we'll start with you.
I think I'm more of a Pritti in terms of keep my head down, don't really want to be the center of attention, she says in a press junket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have a mix of both
Yeah.
of them. I think I have moments where I'm more Pritti. My head wasn't in the classroom at school when I was Jamie's age, but when I went on to do education, I love reading, I love history, I love research, and so there's probably elements of Pritti and elements of Jamie within all of us. And I think that's probably why an audience can, find ways to relate to both of them and the journeys that they're both going on.
Nicely said. You're killing the junket scene, knowing exactly how to answer the question right there. Jonathan, what about you? Are you a Jamie?
I maybe in my past was a Jamie. I'm certainly not now. I don't think. I think again. I think there's a universality in both characters. You know, we all have that bit inside of us that if we had the courage, we would step forward and take our place more fully in the world. And we also have that person who's very, very supportive and goes. So I think Pritti's a voice inside as well. Really, she's that voice inside of us goes, you can do this. You know, and Jamie sometimes that voice that's going, should I, can I, am I capable of, you know, and so I think that they're both sides of our own psyches, you know what I mean?
I love it. Thank you all so much for your time.
No,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. It was lovely to meet you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
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 Bye.